Hello students, welcome back to Career Power Hyderabad, powered by Adda 24/7. So students, today we'll see the important current affairs. But before going into the session, please subscribe our YouTube channel, like and share our videos, join our Telegram channel, download the Career Power Hyderabad app. We'll provide the links in the description as well as comment section. So this video is about today's current affairs. So in this video, we will use a technique called the learn current affairs 10 times effectively. It's a 5-stage method of current affairs discussion. So in this 5-stage method, first stage will be headlines with blanks. So today's headlines will provide you with a blank. So this will create a question in your mind. So to know the answer, you need to see the stage 2 detailed analysis. So not only by learning about the current affair, you need to remember them. So stage 3 is one word key points, where you will remember the current affair by a single keyword. So it will be very easy to remember the current affair. Stage 4 is important MCQs. So every day at 7 p.m. in our Telegram channel, we provide current affairs based on the MCQs based on this current affairs video. So do answer those MCQs, very helpful for you in the preparation. Stage 5 is section wise revision. Every Monday we have section wise revision. We have a very good response to the video. So please do follow this method, very helpful in learning current affairs and remembering them. So let us see the headlines today. So PM Modi, so he addressed the 28th foundation day of which organization? So who is the new Austria's new chancellor? Who was appointed as Austria's new chancellor? So International Energy Agency, they invited which country to become their full-time member? So which country has launched world's first self-driving train? And which state government has banned the government employees from participation in politics and elections? So EESL, Energy Efficiency Services Limited, they appointed whom as their CEO? So Rajnish Kumar is appointed as the chairman of which company? So who was appointed as the advisor to PM Modi? So India gave 200 million line of credit to which country? Which Central Asian country? So India's retail inflation or consumer price based inflation reduces to how much percent in September 2021? That is in this month. That is last month. So RBI granted the banking license to which bank? So PM Modi participated in which organization's extraordinary summit on Afghanistan? So who bagged the 22nd Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award? And who is the shooter? Like India participated in the Junior World Championships. So how many medals were won by Indian shooters? So total medals bagged by India, and ironically India is in table 1, first place in the table. So medal table. So medal tally, you need to know how many medals were won by India. So International Day for Disaster Reduction is observed on which day in October? So these are all the headlines. Now quickly we'll see the detailed analysis. So national news. So first news, PM Modi addressed the 28th NHRC Foundation Day program. So National Human Rights Commission 28th Foundation Day was addressed by PM Modi. So along with Home Minister Amit Shah and NHRC Chairperson Justice Arun Kumar Mishra. So all these three participated in this event. So PM Modi concluded by mentioning the human rights of further generations. So he emphasized on measures like the International Solar Alliance, renewable energy goals, hydrogen mission. So this will rapidly move India in the direction of sustainable life and eco-friendly growth. So let us discuss about NHRC, which is an independent statutory body established on 12th October 1993 by the Protection of Human Rights Act, which was passed in 1993. So it is headquartered in New Delhi. What is the duty of this NHRC? It's the watchdog of human rights in the country. Rights related to life, liberty, equality, dignity of the individual are granted by the Indian Constitution, or which are embedded in the international covenants and which are enforceable in courts in India. So that is the duty of NHRC, to protect the rights of human rights of every individual in the country. It's a multi-member country consisting of chairman and 7 other members. So president appoints the chairperson and the members of NHRC. So they are appointed for a term of 5 years or up to the age of 70 years. So they can be removed on charges of proved misbehavior or incapacity after an inquiry conducted by Supreme Court judge. So these are all the static details about NHRC, very useful for polity, SSC, RRB examinations, very useful questions, so please remember. Now we will see international news. So Alexander Schallenberg, so he was appointed as the new Austria's chancellor. So Alexander Schallenberg, he replaces Sebastian Kurz. So Sebastian Kurz resigned because of the corruption scandal on him. So that is why now Alexander Schallenberg is the new Austrian chancellor, and also Michael Linhart is the new foreign minister. So two new appointments in Austria, remember. So because of these appointments, so the crisis ended in the Austrian government, which was run by the coalition of two parties, Austrian People Party and Green Party. So Austria capital Vienna, Austria currency euro, and Austria's president is Alexander Van de Bellen. So please remember, President Alexander Van de Bellen, Chancellor is Alexander Schallenberg. So remember this, very, very important. So next international news, where International Energy Agency, they invited India to become a full-time member. So because India is currently the world's third largest energy consumer, and to be a member in this International Energy Agency, you need to maintain strategic oil reserves of 90 days requirement. So this is the condition. So if this proposal is accepted, India need to increase their strategic oil reserves to 90-day requirement. So the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri, and International Energy Agency Executive Director Fatih Birol, so both of them had a meeting, the discussion happened between them, and the Executive Director Birol invited India to be a full-time member. So India is currently an associate member since March 2017. Now India is invited to become a full-time member. So what is this International Energy Agency? It's an autonomous intergovernmental organization established in 1974 in Paris. It is currently headquartered in Paris. So main objective is to focus on energy policies, including economic development, energy security, and environmental protection. So these are the three E's, three prime objectives of the International Energy Agency. So every year they publish a report called World Energy Outlook Report. So please remember these details, very, very important. Next international news, Germany launches world's first self-driving train. So Germany launches world's first self-driving train. So this was launched by the German rail operator Deutsche Bahn and also industrial group Siemens. So both of them, they created this first automated and driverless train of the world. So this was launched in the Hamburg city. So this is developed by the Siemens and Deutsche Bahn company. So both of them unitedly, jointly developed this. So it's a 60 million euro modernization of the rapid urban rail system in Hamburg city. Okay, so these automated trains will offer a reliable service without even laying a single kilometer of new track. So Germany capital Berlin, Germany currency euro. So this Deutsche Bahn company was formed in 1994, headquarters is in Berlin, and Siemens company is formed in 1847 and headquarters is in Munich, Germany. So all these companies belong to Germany itself. Next is state news. So Haryana state prevented their government employees from participating in politics or elections. So because of the farmer protests from over 1 year on the new farm laws, Haryana government took this decision. So the Office of Chief Secretary issued the new Haryana Civil Services Government Employees Conduct Rules 2016. So he implemented the new rule. So where administrative secretaries, heads of departments, managing directors, chief administrators of boards, corporations, divisional commissioners, deputy commissioner, registrars, all these people, according to Rule 910 of the Haryana Civil Services Government Employees Conduct Rules 2016, so they are not eligible to participate in elections or politics, and they will be, if they are violated, they will take immediate and strict disciplinary action on all these above people. Okay, so Haryana new governor Bandaru Dattatreya, Haryana chief minister Manohar Lal Khattar. So please remember, very, very important. So next is appointment news, where EESL, Energy Efficiency Services Limited, appointed Arun Kumar Mishra as their new CEO. Okay, so he is responsible for the EESL operations across the nation. So EESL was formed in 2009 and headquartered in New Delhi. So what is the duty of this EESL? EESL is an energy service company of Government of India. It is 100% owned by the government owned companies. It's a joint venture of NTPC, joint venture of Power Finance Corporation, Rural Electrification Corporation and Power Grid. So it is formed under the Ministry of Power to facilitate energy efficiency projects. So their innovative business and implementation model will reduce consumption and cost. So it will also act as a resource center for capacity building for the state electricity distribution companies, electricity regulatory commissions and state designed agencies and upcoming energy service companies and financial institutions. So these are all the details about EESL. Okay, so their top implemented program is the street lighting program, so national street lighting program, and also Ujala LED bulbs. So they replaced the conventional bulbs with LED bulbs. So these are all the achievements of this EESL program, Highway Lightning Program. All these things are Village Lightning Program. All these things are projects of this EESL. If you see any bulb or if you see any street light, you will have this EESL mark, this particular mark, EESL mark. Okay, also less power consumption fans, they are bringing all these things. Okay, you know about this, it's a simple thing happening in our society. So former SBI chairman Rajnish Kumar was appointed as the chairman of BharatPe. Okay, so he will be the chairman of BharatPe. So his business and regulatory initiatives, okay, are required for BharatPe. So that is why he is taken into the company. So he will define BharatPe's long-term and short-term strategy. So as a chairman, he is responsible for mentoring the BharatPe team in formulating short-term and long-term strategies, work closely with the board and executives on regulatory matters, and to advise and counsel the management on corporate governance. So that is why Rajnish Kumar is appointed as the chairman of BharatPe. So BharatPe established in 2018 and headquarters is in New Delhi. It's a fintech company. Okay. So next appointment is about Amit Khare. So he is appointed as the advisor to the Prime Minister. So he is a former bureaucrat, for retired IAS officer. He worked as the higher education secretary. He is now appointed as the advisor to Prime Minister for 2 years on contract basis. So he belongs to 1985 batch IAS officer of Jharkhand cadre. So he retired on September 30 and now he is appointed as the advisor to the Prime Minister. So this was confirmed by the Appointments Committee of Cabinet. Okay, so he will work in the rank of Secretary to the Government of India and rank and scale. He will get the salary rank of the Secretary to the Government of India. So please remember Amit Khare appointed as the advisor to Prime Minister. So next is an agreement news where India announces 200 million line of credit to Central Asian nation Kyrgyzstan. So India gave this amount for projects for community development in the Central Asian state. So External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, so he had constructive talks with the top Kyrgyz leadership to boost bilateral relations, to develop defense cooperation and discuss global issues like the Afghanistan. So Jaishankar, he is on a 4-day visit to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan and Armenia with an aim to further expand the bilateral relations with these 3 Central Asian nations. So Jaishankar called upon the president of Kyrgyzstan, Sadar Japarov, okay, and he had discussed with him the expanding economic relations between the 2 countries. So there he announced the 200 million line of credit from India to Kyrgyzstan. So Kyrgyzstan capital Bishkek and Kyrgyzstan currency Kyrgyzstani Som. So please remember. So next is economy news where India's retail inflation eased, reduced to 4.35% in September. So clearly I mentioned all the details you can see here. So retail inflation in September is 4.35. Retail inflation in August is 5.3. So why there is a reduction? Because of the fall in food prices like eggs, meat, fish, fruits and vegetables. So overall food prices reduced, that is why the overall retail inflation also reduced. So inflation in food basket means food inflation in the food prices, only food prices. So generally inflation means the common rise in goods and services, the common price rise in all goods and services, say it is soap, brush, paste or food. So here overall inflation is now 4.3 and only food inflation it is 0.6 and last month it is 3.1. See the decrease in food inflation, that's why overall inflation also reduced. Okay, so last year, if you see last year in September 2020 it is 7.2, very high. August 2020 it is 5.3 and food inflation is 10% in September. This is mainly due to the supply chain disruptions which happened due to COVID pandemic. So due to COVID pandemic last year there was supply chain disruptions. So that is why inflation increased. So this year supply is very nice in the month of September, that is why inflation reduced. So what is inflation? It is a rise in general price of services and according to RBI inflation must be at a target of 4 plus or minus 2. That is from 2 to 6 only inflation must be for the next 5 years. And now luckily it is 4.3, that is below 6%, below 5% also. So here is the statistics. So in September 4.3, August 5.3, July 5.59, June 6.2, May 6.3. So that means there is a reduction in the inflation in this past 5 months. Okay. So remember, let us see the inflation in food basket or food inflation. 0.68 in September, 3 in August, 3.9 in July. So again, reduction in these past 3 months. Okay, please remember, very important inflation. I gave you statistics. Remember, very important. Now is banking news. So RBI granted banking license to Unity Small Finance Bank. So this Unity Small Finance Bank was set up by Centrum's Financial Services Limited and Resilient Innovations Private Limited, which is BharatPe. So this Unity Small Finance Bank will take over the assets and liabilities of Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. So Centrum MSME and microfinance business. So they will merge with this Unity Small Finance Bank. So RBI gave in principle approval to Centrum Finance Services to set up a small finance bank, okay, and also to merge the PMC Bank, Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, with the Centrum Financial Services. So already we discussed last month about this PMC Bank, which is taken over by Centrum Small Finance Bank. So PMC Bank, they gave a notification, and Centrum Centrum Financial Services, they showed their expression of interest to take over the PMC Bank. So all these things we discussed last month. Same, it's a continuation of the news. So Resilient Innovations established in 2018, headquarters New Delhi. Centrum Finance Service established in 1993, headquarters is in Mumbai. Okay, so RBI granted banking license to Unity Small Finance Bank, which is set up by Centrum Financial Services and Resilient Innovations Limited. Now we will see summits. So PM Modi participated in the G20 Extraordinary Summit in Afghanistan, Okay, so G20 nations, they launched this extraordinary summit on Afghanistan, and PM Modi participated virtually. So this meeting was convened by Italy because Italy is the president of G20 this year. So and it is chaired by Italy Prime Minister Mario Draghi. Okay, so Mario Draghi chaired this particular meeting. Okay, so issues under consideration at this meeting were humanitarian situation, concerns related to terrorism and human rights in Afghanistan were the issues discussed. So PM Modi welcomed the initiative of Italian G20 presidency on convening such meeting on the current situation in Afghanistan. It's a very good chance to discuss about Afghanistan. And also PM Modi emphasized the relations between India and Afghanistan and how India contributed to promoting the socio-economic development, capacity building of youth and women in Afghanistan. More than 5,500 development projects were implemented by India and Afghanistan. You know, Afghanistan parliament was built by India. Dam was built by India. India-Afghan Friendship Dam, okay, was also built by India and Afghanistan. So this G20 is made up of 19 countries and European Union. So total G20 means 19 countries plus European Union. Here is the list of 19 countries: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, Germany, France, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, UK and USA. So these are all the countries in the G20 list. So G20 was established in 1999 in response to the several world economic crises. Since 2008, this group is meeting once in a year, and which is involving the heads of governments or state, finance minister, foreign minister, other high-ranking officials meeting every year. Okay, so remember these points. So next is awards. So Ranadip Gularia, he bagged the 22nd Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award. So it was presented by Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu to the famous eminent pulmonologist and director of AIIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Ranadip Gularia, at the Uparashtrapati Niwas in New Delhi. So he was lauded for the devotion to duty and nursing the Department of Pulmonary Medicine and Sleep Disorders in AIIMS. So Ranadip Gularia is very famous during the COVID pandemic time because he created a lot of awareness about the pandemic, various issues related to COVID-19, and also he is respected for his groundbreaking work in chosen field in the pulmonology, and also being highly efficient and dedicated hospital administrator. So he was given the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award. So next is sport news. So Indian shooters, so they won 43 medals and they are first in the medal tally. So they won 43 medals at the International Shooting Sport Federation Junior World Championship, which was held in Lima in Peru. Okay, so they bagged 43 medals, of which 17 gold, 16 silver and 10 bronze medals. And USA is finished second in the list with 21 medals, of which 6 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze. So Manu Bakar of India, So he created a new milestone by becoming the first Indian shooter to win highest number of medals in a single edition. So he won 5 medals, of which 4 gold and 1 bronze. So please remember all these points, very important. So the International Shooting Sport Federation, it's a governing body of Olympic shooting events and rifle, pistol and shotgun, and also other non-Olympic shooting sport events. So they regulate the sport, they provide Olympic qualifications, and they organize international events. So it is headquartered in Munich, Germany, established in 1907. So the last current affair for today, the International Day for Disaster Reduction is observed on 13th October, and the theme for this year is International Cooperation for Development, developing countries to reduce their disaster risk and disaster loss. So the aim of the day is to promote global culture of risk awareness and disaster reduction, and celebrates how people and communities around the world are reducing their exposure to disasters. So please remember, International Day for Disaster Reduction is on 13th October. So quickly we'll see all these current affairs in one word key points. So PM Modi attended the 28th National Human Rights Commission Foundation Day. Alexander Schallenberg is the new Austria's Chancellor. So International Energy Agency invited India to become full-time member. Germany launched the world's first self-driving train. Haryana banned their employees restricted their employees, government employees, from participating in politics or elections. So EESL, Energy Efficiency Services Limited, appointed their CEO as, who is their CEO? Arun Kumar Mishra. So Bharat Pay new chairman is Rajneesh Kumar. So advisor to the PM is Amit Khare. India gave 200 million line of credit to Kyrgyzstan. India's retail inflation now in September 2021 is 4.35. So RBI granted banking license to Unity Small Finance Bank, which is promoted by Centrum Finance Services and Resilient Private Limited, so which is Bharat Pay. So PM Modi attended the G20 Extraordinary Summit on Afghanistan. So Ranadip Gularia was given the 22nd Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award. So India bagged 43 medals at the Junior World Championship conducted by ISSF, Indian Shooting Sport Federation. International Day for Disaster Reduction is observed on 13th October. So please like our channel, share our channel, and subscribe our channel. Join the Telegram channel, because 7 PM we have MCQs in our Telegram channel. And do download the Career Power Hyderabad app. We'll provide the links in the description as well as comment section. So thank you, students. We'll meet in the next class.